Welcome back to The Explainer. If you've been following the massive shift in educational technology lately, you already know that AI in the classroom is moving incredibly fast. But what actually happens when you need to structure and certify that knowledge? Well, today, we are completely decoding the Google AI Educator Series credentials, which are officially dated May 14th, 2026. This is definitely not just another list of tools, it's really a comprehensive blueprint for the absolute future of teaching.
And that brings us to the core question driving this entire initiative. How do we actually formalize AI in the classroom? Because let's be real, we've officially moved way past the phase where AI is just a shiny novelty or some neat parlor trick. It's a structured, pedagogical toolset now. And just like any foundational teaching methodology, it demands very specific, verifiable skills to use it effectively and safely with students.
So, our roadmap today covers three distinct phases. First, the foundational tools. Second, empowering K-12 classrooms. And third, advancing higher education. This actually perfectly mirrors the real upskilling progression an educator would naturally take.
All right, let's jump straight into section 1, the foundational tools.
Okay, let's dive into this. Before a teacher can overhaul a lesson plan or totally revamp their assessment strategies, they need a baseline fluency with the tech itself, right? That foundation starts right here with the Intro to Gemini credential. I mean, you literally can't build a house without a solid foundation, and you definitely can't teach with AI if you don't understand the core generative engine. This badge ensures educators have that absolutely essential baseline. It's step one.
But that foundation expands really quickly into specific, highly practical platforms. Take the Intro to Notebook LM badge, for instance. This ensures teachers don't just know how to casually chat with an AI, but how to interact securely with their own uploaded source materials. Just think about what this actually feels like for a teacher in the real world. Instead of manually hunting through some massive 50-page district curriculum PDF, they can just upload it and instantly query the AI to align their lesson with a specific state standard. It completely transforms how educators manage vast amounts of data and reading materials.
Now, what's really interesting here is the Intro to Vibe Coding badge. I know at first glance, vibe coding might sound a bit like Silicon Valley jargon, but it's actually about using natural human language to shape the AI's underlying logic. And the best part? You don't need to know a single line of traditional Python or JavaScript to do it. It shows that educators are learning to interface with AI dynamically, right from the jump. They aren't just possibly consuming AI outputs, they're getting credentialed to direct and shape the AI's behavior in a really nuanced way. It brings such an empowering energy to the modern classroom.
Okay, moving right along to section 2, empowering K-12 classrooms. Once that tech baseline is set, we start seeing how it translates into tangible, everyday impact for younger students and their teachers. To make sense of it all, Google organized these K-12 credentials into 4 distinct pedagogical areas: design, modeling, assessment, and administrative tasks. It's a great framework because it ensures AI isn't just pushed into one tiny corner of teaching. It's integrated broadly across the entire workflow of an educator's day. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how that workflow gets upgraded. For example, look at Badge 2.3. This certifies a teacher's ability to create a full lesson plan and supporting materials using AI. Then, diving even deeper, Badge 2.2 empowers them to create scaffolds specifically designed to support reading comprehension. Just imagine the hours saved when an AI can instantly help build tailored scaffolding structures for, say, 5 different reading levels, all in a single, diverse classroom. It's an absolute game changer.
But hey, it's not all just student-facing curriculum. Let's talk about the administrative relief AI brings. Specifically, the 3.1 badge targets drafting parent communications. If you have ever stared blankly at a screen at 4 p.m. on a Friday, desperately trying to find the perfect, polite way to tell a parent that their child keeps eating the classroom glue, well, you know exactly how painful that task can be. Being credentialed to use AI to smoothly draft these sensitive communications, that gives teachers their precious time back to actually focus on teaching.
Beyond just saving time on emails, though, there's a highly strategic side to these admin credentials. Take Badge 3.2. This proves an educator is actually trained to use AI to turn raw benchmark data into actionable instructional strategies. We're talking about taking a massive, overwhelming mountain of test scores and using AI to figure out exactly what needs to be taught next. That is a huge evolution in data-driven instruction.
Let's move to and see how this builds as we look at assessments. Notice how the pedagogy shifts as students get older.
While K-12 focuses heavily on designing assessments that capture student thinking, the university level scales way up to creating process-based assessments. So the AI is being used to evaluate not just the final answer the student gives, but the complex, critical thinking journey they actually took to arrive there. Which leads us perfectly into Section 3, Advancing Higher Education. In higher education, the complexity just skyrockets. Educators are no longer just building reading scaffolds. They're generating highly authentic, tailored scenarios. This progression moves from generating basic tailored scenarios all the way to generating incredibly authentic scenarios directly from images and complex visuals. And right in between, educators are earning credentials for visualizing complex concepts and synthesizing really dense research findings. It's a sophisticated, multifaceted toolkit designed specifically for mature learners. So the crucial point is how these specific tools are applied to real student outcomes. In this advanced tier, the focus heavily shifts to bridging the gap between academia and the real world. One badge focuses on integrating active industry knowledge into courses, while another specifically targets connecting career readiness to course outcomes. Essentially, Google is credentialing professors to use AI as a direct bridge into the modern workforce. To prepare students for that workforce, the assessments themselves have to simulate real-world pressure. Take a look at this requirement. Using AI to create a role-play scenario. Imagine a business major not just taking a boring multiple-choice test on negotiation, but actually engaging in an AI-driven, dynamic negotiation simulation that adapts to their choices in real time. That kind of interactive, high-level problem-solving is exactly what's expected in higher ed AI pedagogy today. I want to pause here for a second and remind you of a key detail present across this entire framework. All of these credentials carry the active date of May 14th, 2026. This isn't some distant science fiction or a theoretical white paper. This is happening right now. It's an active, proactive rollout. You are looking at a direct, verified blueprint of the immediate future of education. The tools are absolutely here, and the framework to master them is completely mapped out. Which brings us to the end of our explainer and leaves you with one critical question to answer. What is your next step on the AI educator journey? Whether you need to master foundational tools like Gemini, streamline your K-12 admin tasks to finally get your evenings back, or build high-level, career-ready scenarios for university students, the progression map is abundantly clear. The only thing left to decide is where your own upskilling begins. Thanks so much for watching. Keep learning, and I'll see you in the next explainer.